Hello and a very good morning. Welcome to Ideal World. I'm Hayley. It's great to have your company. You're joining us for a fabulous hour. It's going to be even better than normal because we've got chaos on the sofa here. It's great to have your company. It is our Planet Cruise TV show, and it really is the best way to book a cruise. They really do make bespoke cruises for you, and if we haven't got the right cruise in this hour, they will have that right cruise for you. But do stay with us for the hour because we've got cruises from under £54 per person per night, and it is a P&O takeover, so simply the best. And I've been taken over in the studio as well. Normally I've just got Justin, but I've also got Paul as well.
Good morning.
Chaos. Good morning.
There's slight chaos on the couch this morning.
It is,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't think I've ever been called chaos before, but it's a nice introduction.
There's always a first time.
There's always a first time, yes.
Paul, great to have your company.
Thank you
You're
very
actually
much.
head of entertainments for P&O.
I am head of entertainment for P&O Cruises.
So that's going to be great to have your insight as to what we're going to be seeing on board these
Hopefully,
fabulous
so lots
ships.
of exciting information, hopefully, around what we do on board our ships.
Which is
Looking forward to
fabulous.
it.
And great that you're taking over the show for the hour. We are loving this. And Justin, your background, I mean, you're with us from Planet Cruise, but your background on cruises is amazing.
Yeah, well, I actually spent 6 years with P&O, and it's great now to actually, be speaking to Paul this morning and see how things have moved on and evolved, because the entertainment was always great. It was always about great British cruising, great acts, familiar cabarets, but now the tributes you got, the names like the Strictly Come Dancing that we got at sea, and all of the food heroes as well, which we'll be talking about later on. It's just so great to see it moving on.
And to book these cruises through Planet Cruise is the best way to go, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, Planet Cruise does deal with all cruise lines, and Planet Cruise is really in the cruise industry because everybody's worked there. I spent 6 years there. Glenn was one of the tours manager. Keith was with Cunard, so we do know what we're talking about. And the people that you speak to on the phone, they're passionate about it. Also, customer satisfaction is key. 96% customer satisfaction.
It's amazing, and that's why I do jot down the phone number and the different website address as well. Jump onto the phones, they are fabulous. I've booked with Planet Cruise only a few weeks ago, and it was the best experience ever. Got me back the bespoke holiday, exactly what I wanted, and you can do exactly the same. But we've got a little bit of a prize going on. I know you were very excited about this.
I was extremely excited this morning when I got here.
Yeah.
Didn't know anything about it.
But
now.
The first 10 people to book a cruise that's actually in this hour.
We've got something very special. So Britannia was launched in March this year, and we used a British sparkling wine called Whiston, and we've kept 10 bottles back from the naming ceremony. So the first 10 people to book today will get one of those 10 special bottles of Whiston sparkling wine.
Which is incredible
it is,
as well.
very
and
special.
you also get some named binoculars. Don't forget
We
the
do
binoculars.
get some binoculars.
Yeah,
I didn't know about the binoculars.
And you
again,
can take those on your holidays
I'm going to try them
as
before
well.
I go.
So
Make sure they're
the
all right.
first 10 actually bookings during this hour. But why book with Planet Cruise? Well, this tells you exactly why, because it is a cruise company that allows you, the cruise agents that allows you to get that peace of mind. They've got that first-hand knowledge. You know when you're on the phone, you're speaking to someone that's been to those places that can advise you. And they make everything very bespoke. If you want to book the actual excursions before you go on holiday, you can book that here in the UK as well. If you want to stay anywhere extra for a couple of days, you can do that through Planet Cruise as well. They can advise you what is best for you. So do jump onto the phones. Jot this number down, 0800 781 5458 or the w's.planetcruise.co.uk. It is an incredible hour, and wow, we've got some incredible deals. So let's start at the very beginning, I should say. The P&O Ventura is our first ship. It is going to be a fabulous trip for you, an incredible deal. It's 7 nights, Spain and Portugal. I'm going to Portugal in a couple of weeks. I adore Portugal. But let's have a little look on board first, because I know Keith's on board and he's going to talk us around the ship itself.
Fresh from her multi-million-pound refit, P&O's Ventura was launched in April 2008 by Helen Mirren. She marked an exciting new direction for P&O Cruises and is a large, beautiful, contemporary and family-friendly ship with bags of character and a more informal onboard vibe that's making her a firm favourite with many passengers. One thing is for sure, you certainly won't go thirsty. With its emphasis on catering for today's British tastes, Ventura hosts numerous watering holes, from the visually stunning panoramic video wall of the metropolis through to a traditional pub, the Exchange. But this is my absolute hands-down favourite, Ollie Smith's new Glass House wine bar. It's a relaxed and stylish setting with tasty food available, and also these wonderful flights where you can try lots of different new wines. With club or freedom dining on offer and a 24-hour buffet, you have real flexibility and you really can make the cruise fit your schedule. The recent refit also saw Atul Couture's Asian-inspired restaurant East added to Ventura's culinary arsenal. And when you do go, make sure you try the 24-hour slow-cooked lamb rendang. With 4 pools, a massive sports deck, special celebrity sailings, a new behind-the-scenes backstage tour, the biggest gym and spa in the fleet. There is loads to do on board Ventura other than just relax with a good book and top up your tan. But it's in the evening that the ship really comes alive. Vibrant West End style shows with exciting UK guest acts played twice nightly in the Arena Theatre. Then there's the excellent light entertainment which takes place in both the Havana Show Lounge and also the Tamarind Club. But what I like most is this stunning new atrium with this wonderful dance floor. The accommodation is bright, spacious and full of designer touches. There are big suites that can cater for up to a family of 6, through to these new single cabins that are a great cost-effective option for solo travellers like myself.
7 nights on the Ventura. That's going to be fabulous.
It is. It's a great ship as well, a really nice size, family-friendly. It's nice to see Keith on board as well. I haven't seen him for quite a while.
Absolutely. That's where he is. Every so often he pops up, he's on board something somewhere. Now, let's have a little look where we're going as well. You won't find Keith in your cabin, but these are the places that you will be going. This is a no-fly, which I love, so you can pack as much as you like.
Well, this is the thing. Going out of Southampton as well, it's a great British tradition. You know, the Great British Sailor Way is still key.
Perfect.
And, you know, certainly with the new livery of the ships, with the
they look
fantastic
stunning with the
Union
livery
flag.
on the front. Yeah.
So, you know, the Sailor Way is key from Southampton. Then you've, of course, got Vigo. What a lovely way to start. This is a historic port with P&O, because, of course, this is how it actually developed over 100 years ago. Now, of course, actually in Vigo itself, you've got the gateway to Spain, you've got the Museum of Modern Art there, and it's fantastic for its cafe culture. So if you do love to just people watch, this is the place to do it. It's great for fish and seafood as well. When you actually walk up into the old town, it's a little bit of a steep walk up in, but well worth it. The lovely little churches, cobbled streets and the traditional shops, but then the actual fish stands as well. It's fantastic.
Fabulous.
Then we're going on to Lisbon, and of course you're saying about you're going to Portugal. This is one of the key ports for Portugal. You'll see in a second the fantastic bridge, the 25th of April bridge, that celebrates part of the revolution. Of course, the other side you've got the statue that everybody goes, oh, it's like Christ the Redeemer. It's actually inspired by that as well. You've got to go on one of the tram rides here.
Right.
The shopping is fantastic. Before Zara was in the UK, other brands are available, of course. We used to love going in there and getting all of the shopping. It's brilliant. Chicken and chips is good. We always have to mention that. Then you're into Porto. Of course, Porto is the home of port. So if you love that wonderful drink, then you know go and experience this firsthand. There's some fantastic bridges here. There's the bridge there. There's actually a walkway that you can walk across.
Oh, really?
And all of the traffic in the metro go underneath. So if you do like your bridges, you know, you've come from Lisbon where you've got the 25th of April bridge, then you're going to be going to Porto. Then, lovely relaxing day at sea. Of course, the facilities on Ventura are fantastic, very family orientated, and of course the deal that we've got that deal for a family of 4 that will tell you about.
Such a good price,
great
that.
price,
$2,579. That is in August for a family of 4.
Exactly, you know, peak season, so brilliant for that. But Cherbourg, this is a fantastic port. Going into France, and of course, if you do like your history, this is where you can go and do the American beach landing. So if you want to go and do a little bit of history, you can do. Of course, there's some fantastic food here, and then you're just a stone's throw away from Southampton. You're back into Southampton. All of the stuff that you've brought back off the ship, you know, you don't have to worry about flying, you don't have to worry about the weight.
No.
And of course, if you are adding on an extra night in the Marriott as well, just a great way, you know, especially for a lot of people that have travelled from up north.
It's a great way to start your holiday, isn't it? If you are going from Southampton, always check out the deals at the Marriott through Planet Cruise. You can get that one-night stay for £79 per person. And, of course, that includes your parking then for the 7 nights and your transfers to the ship. You can see you've also got a free onboard spend up to £90 per cabin. We say add on that night at Southampton. It just starts your holiday perfectly, and that's your parking sorted too. Great family prices. You've also got great single prices too. And actually, to upgrade from an inside to an outside cabin, it works out in August just £2.80 per person per night. So that's a crazy. You've just got to do that, haven't you?
It's fantastic. Sailing in and out of Southampton, a great itinerary, and again, because this is the P&O takeover, you know, we're talking about the ships. Ventura, a great family-orientated ship, grand class, lots of space, fantastic facilities in the dining, East, the restaurant, East, just fantastic if you love those little extras.
Yeah, I mean, you've got huge, huge savings here. Jot down the actual identification number, so get your pen and paper. If this is the cruise for you, it's 97428. So 97428 is a no-fly cruise. It's an incredible price at £499 per person. You've got 2 great dates as well. You've got March and August, so those great family holidays in August, and you've got that fabulous family deal with this as well. Do jump onto the phones. Any questions? If there's anything you need to know, honestly, they are amazing. They're there to help you. They really do know everything about where you're going and the ship itself, and really can help you out in every situation to get those excursions booked as well. But P&O, I mean, what a brand. I was looking a little bit into the history. I mean, this is a brand that seems to have always been here.
Yeah, we sell it 178 years.
Crazy,
you know, it's Britain's favourite cruise line. I mean, we've got 8 ships now in the fleet, from Adonia, which is the smallest ship, through to Britannia, that was launched in March.
Which is beautiful.
And it's an amazing ship.
And
I
you've
mean,
got adult ships as well.
So we've got Adonia. You're testing me now.
I'm
Adonia,
testing you.
you are Adonia, Oriana, and Arcadia.
I feel like I
only.
should smack a bottle of champagne.
And then the rest are family-friendly ships. And again, taking your point, I think a Southampton to Southampton itinerary is really great. And in August, you know, we enhanced the children's product on board. So we've got extra activities for the family that they can do together. We've got the children's clubs on board.
The wonderful thing is everybody's happy. There is something for every age group.
And also, we reference, whilst it's a British product and the entertainment's British and our production shows that reference British culture, we do still bring on at your ports of call some local entertainment, so you can really get a taste of where you are in the world.
You really can, and you do some real specials as well. So I know you've got a couple of great sort of specials coming up. One's to do with food, I believe. And
there is
sort of celebrity chefs.
Yes,
so
we've got our food hero cruises.
Right.
So throughout the year, if you're interested in one, I'm sure if you make contact with Planet Cruise, they can tell you the ones where the chefs are on board. But we've got James Martin, we've got Atul Kocher, Eric Landlard, who makes the most amazing patisserie cakes. We've got Ollie Smith, who's the wine expert, and we've got Marco Pierre White, the godfather of British cuisine.
Absolutely.
And when they're on board, you can have masterclasses with them, you can meet them, get up close and personal, book signings, autographs, and with Ollie, you get to taste some amazing wines.
I mean, that sounds amazing, doesn't it? However, I like a little bit of dancing.
Strictly Come Dancing.
Perfect.
Loads of sequins, loads of music.
Oh, you see.
So again,
show me a sequin on there.
So we, again, Strictly Come Dancing is the UK's #1 TV programme.
Absolutely, we love
us
it.
being a British brand, wanted it. So we take Craig Revel-Horwood on board. We take Arlene Phillips this year's joining us. Anton de Beek is joining us as a guest host. Then we take Natalie and Ian out. Again, throughout the course of the cruise, you'll get to meet them, masterclasses, take part in the Strictly Come Dancing competition. We even take probably 30 of the dresses from the show.
Oh, wow.
I was just going to say, when you mentioned
so you get to put them on. Loads of sequins, loads of lycra.
I so want one of those dresses. Oh, amazing.
And we take the producers and the designers, so we really try and bring to life the show and give you a backstage view of what really happens on a Saturday night.
How fabulous is that? If that's what you fancy, do just jump on the phones to Planet Cruise and they can tell you exactly when those cruises are available. So whether it's the food or the dance or a little bit of each. You could eat all that food on one ship and then you could dance it away. Yeah, I like the way you work.
See what you've done there.
Absolutely. It's nice to have a link. Now we're going to move on to one of the latest ships, and it is the Britannia. It's 15 nights. It's the most incredible ship, but it's the maiden sort of Caribbean season for the ship as well. Now, it was named not that long ago, and we've got a little clip of film which is going to be fabulous. And don't forget, if you are one of the first 10 people to order that bottle of champagne, you see, we've kept back 10 of those sparkling wines that will, for 10 winners, winners, if you have booked the cruise, the first 10 people, you get one of those bottles. How amazing would that be? And also, don't forget the binoculars too. But let's have a little look at the naming ceremony.
Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, Your Grace, distinguished guests, I warmly welcome you to this truly auspicious occasion where the P&O name is once again set to make maritime history.
I name the ship Britannia. May God bless her and all who sail in her.
I think that is one of the best experiences, isn't it, to be at a naming ceremony?
It's amazing. It was one of the best days I've ever been involved in, to be involved in designing what that naming ceremony was going to look like. But then when the Queen got out of the car, it really put a sense of occasion on it, and it was amazing. It feels like a lifetime ago, but it was just March this year.
I was going to say it wasn't. I mean, we've been really excited because it's been coming, and we've been saying about this ship, and it just looks incredible.
And we've been working on it for 4 years, designing the concepts, designing the products, and suddenly to see everybody on board a ship, it's really weird.
And hasn't it got the largest flag?
It has. It's got the largest Union Jack motif anywhere in the world. It's huge. It's beautiful.
It must be so exciting to have watched that sort of grow and be involved in that as well.
It's amazing.
And how exciting will it be to be one of the first sort of people to travel?
Do you know, it really does. I mean, I did actually 3 ship launches with the White Sisters, with Oceania and the original Adonia, and then Arcadia. The maiden season, it's just got this energy that, all of these people that are coming on board and seeing the ship for the first time, this is a really iconic brand. And, if you're at home and you're, a P&O passenger regularly, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the excitement of seeing the new ship, the ship that you're not going to come back just once, but twice, 3 times. The bartenders and all the different... I mean, when I watch some of the videos and the clips that we show here, I recognise the bartenders. I was at sea for 6 years, and that was 10 years ago, and they're still there.
Why is it only the bartenders that is recognised?
Well, we'll talk about this while the VT's in. You said you didn't see Keith very often.
Yes, is he back again? He's back again.
Let's have a look at Keith.
Is that there's an abundance of excellent deck space and oodles of sun loungers to help you worship. In fact, there are 4 main pools to choose from, including the adult-only Serenity Pool, a perfect place to escape to for some downtime while the kids are being looked after elsewhere. There's 13 different bars on board, 4 of which are out on deck, which means you can enjoy the sunshine or the stars as you sip your favourite tipple. The stylish new blue cocktail bar is the perfect place for a dirty martini, or there's Brody's. I love that place, and that's where P&O Cruises have introduced the biggest selection of British beers at sea, with over 70 to choose from, representing 56 different UK counties. The food is headed up by P&O Cruises' iconic food heroes. You can enjoy the taste of India with the Master of Spice Atal Kutcher's fabulous Sindhu restaurant, or savour mouth-watering gala dinner options and menus created by the godfather of UK cooking, Mr. Marco Pierre White. If you really want to spoil yourself, you can also book Eric Landlad's afternoon tea experience, or head to his Market Cafe. It's a French-style patisserie that features fine cheeses, antipasto, charcuterie, tapas and specialty breads. You can enjoy the live music, comedy, cabarets and game shows of the Live Lounge, or sit back for West End style shows in this fabulous new theatre, which features a stunning LED backdrop. Strictly fans also won't be disappointed with the elegant wooden-floored Crystal Room. It's dedicated to dance and the perfect location to rumba the night away. P&O Cruises have really pushed the boat out when it comes to the accommodation. There's a sumptuous range of boutique offerings to choose from, including well-thought-out single cabins to these incredible suites designed by Richmond International that come with your own butler. And all the accommodation on board includes flat-screen TVs, pamper packs from the White Company and bespoke artwork from British artists.
Wow, the maiden season on board, and what some places we are going to. It is an incredible itinerary as well. So let's see. First of all, we fly from London to Barbados. That just flows off the tongue.
Well, you know what? We're going to come back to Barbados because you get an overnight at the end of this cruise in Barbados. One of the best places. I've got some great bars that I'm going to talk you through. There's a running thing going on. Yeah, and of course, you go into Antigua. Now, of course, Antigua's famed because it's got 365 beaches for the 365 days of the year. There's a beach for every day of the year. Stingray City is a really popular tour here. You've got to go off and do that. And to be honest, it's such a friendly island. Then you go into St Martin. Now, of course, this has got 2 influences. You've got the Dutch side and the French side. Apparently, it's famed that there was a Dutchman and a Frenchman. They stood back to back and started walking away from each other. And when they actually then joined again at the other end of the island, that was how they divided the island.
Oh, gosh.
It wasn't quite fair. I think one of them was walking a little bit faster.
I was going to say, I bet if someone's got bigger feet.
Yeah.
Sound right to me.
But this is going to be dangerous for you sat next to me. The thing is, St Martin's great for your shopping. So if you do like your jewellery, if you like your electronics, it's great for that. Great beaches, but great cafes and restaurants. A lot of the pedestrianised area, it's quite American,
Right.
so really well, you know, good for facilities. Then from St Martin, we're going to be going to Tortola. Now, this is one of my favourite islands. Of course, you can go to Virgin Gorda across on a little bit of an excursion. The actual boulders on Virgin Gorda, you just can't believe. You walk through these boulders and they're the size of houses.
Gosh.
Apart from Virgin Gorda, Tortola itself, of course, you can't go to Tortola and not go into Puss's Bar,
Right.
famous for the painkiller. You're only allowed, they only serve you either one or two of these. Of course, the Puss's Rum was famous with naval history because you used to get
Right.
your daily tot. I don't think they do it anymore.
No, not allowed anymore.
But when you have a painkiller, they used to give you this lovely old enamelled mug. Two beaches you've got to go to. You've got to go Ken Garden Bay and Long Beach. And a brilliant place to hire a buggy or a jeep to go around the island. Anyway,
amazing.
on from Tortola onto Grand Turk. Again, another great Caribbean island. This is where you can do all your water sports and have just
Right.
a really nice leisurely day on the beach. Then from Grand Turk, we get in there. I can't believe we're going to St Kitts. Now, St Kitts, one of my favourite islands.
Absolutely.
Really rustic local markets. When you get off into the sort of cruise terminal, it's a little market that you can get all the traditional Caribbean goods. Some great tours as well. Of course, all of these Caribbean islands have got lots of forts from where the Caribbean was fought over by the British and the Spanish and the French. From St Kitts, then we're going to go on to Dominica. And this is just brilliant. You've got to go to the rainforest here. The national park is fantastic. I don't know whether it should still be there. One of the hurricanes that actually hit this region pushed over this tree on top of a school bus. And it was a terrible thing, but the school bus is still there to remind people of the power of nature.
Oh, wow.
And you know the American school buses, the big yellow
That makes my
school
hair
buses?
stand on end.
It
That's
quite literally is the size of the school bus, just squashed.
Gosh.
There's some great pools here. You can do your own tours. This is one of the ones where if you get local guides, they do know some of the best places to go.
Right.
Champagne Bay as well is a great place for snorkelling because the bubbles literally come up through the sand whilst you're snorkelling, hence the name Champagne Bay.
Fabulous.
So that's a great place. I mean, look, by the way, the shot that you can just see there, loads and loads of adverts have been filmed at that location. It's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, you can see
the colours are amazing.
I know, you
aren't
just.
they? The greens and
I was going to
the
say
water.
for a shampoo advert, but it's a bit lost on me. Anyway, moving on to St Lucia, the Pitons, and of course you've got to try the local beer, which is Piton. You can go to Pigeon Point, you've got Spinnaker's Bar, which is great. Some of the Sandals resorts are great to go to. Also, again, great shopping. The actual town that you dock in is brilliant for shopping. And do you know what? I wasn't going to reveal this because it's a little bit of a hidden gem. You've got to go to one place.
Right.
Marigot Bay.
Right.
Now, if you cast your minds back to the original Dr. Dolittle film, Marigot Bay was where Rex Harrison filmed Dr. Dolittle with a great giant pink sea snail. You try saying that after a couple of
so we can
painkillers.
visit there. And where are we going to next?
Going to the Spice Island of Grenada, and of course you've got Grand Anne's Beach. This is a fantastic beach, and well, if you want to go and see the cinnamon fields, it's just amazing. One thing to do as well, when you walk around these little islands in Grenada, there's a Royal Mail post box, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. It just looks amazing because it's obviously there, and you see the history of the Caribbean.
Absolutely.
And it's just, you're like, crack, I can't believe it's like in the
These
middle of
are
the Caribbean.
just incredible ports, and then we're ending up in Barbados, and we're going to overnight here on board the ship, which is amazing.
This
Lovely.
is one of the best ways to finish a cruise.
Oh,
Barbados is the home port for a lot of cruise ships, but P&O, I've got a long history, and if you're a P&O cruiser, you'll love this. Of course, because it's at night, you can get out and see the local nightlife.
Yes.
You've got to go to St Lawrence Gap. You've got the shipping. You've got Harbour Lights. About 10 years ago, it was known by certainly the staff on the ship, the crew members. But now it's, I think it was made in Chelsea, or somebody was filming out there recently.
Yeah, they did it recently.
So there's all these great places that you can go to, and of course, you know, it's great for your water sports.
It's just absolute paradise, isn't it? And that's so much included in this cruise. So many amazing ports to see. You're going to come back so relaxed after this holiday. But let's have a look at what's included, because you really have got such an incredible day. Some really great dates. You have got, of course, those flights from Gatwick, but you can check out as well for Manchester, Birmingham and Glasgow. So do make sure you check if there's a flight nearer to you. It's 14 nights on board, and of course you've got the overnight flying home as well. So it gives you 15 nights away, and it works out. It's under £93 per person per night. Have a look at the prices actually, because all of them incredible, all lower prices than I saw yesterday, so you really have got some really good deals on this. And remember, we always give you that identification number, so the one for this cruise is 77738. So it is remember, the maiden sort of season for the Britannia. How exciting is that going to be able to get on board that ship for the very first time, be one of the very first as well. Now, if you do think, oh, I would like to sort of have a little try of this, there is a little way we could try this. There's
a taste. You can come and visit us in Southampton.
Sounds good to me.
For the day, we'll give you a guided tour of the ship. You'll get a wonderful lunch, and we include that for £25 per person.
When you say a guided tour, are we giving the guided tour?
Well, you never know, because you're really quite good. It's quite good, isn't it? I'm quite impressed, actually.
It could take people's coats.
It could. Yeah, be the
so only £25 per person. That gives you lunch as well. So if you've never been on a P&O cruise before, this is going to allow you to go down, to get on board the ship, to look round the ship, to have that lovely lunch, to have a taster of the food. And if you do decide, well, actually, yeah, I'm going to book a cruise. If you book a cruise within sort of the next week, you will actually get that £25 back. So that is a great way to see if P&O is right for you, if cruising is perhaps right for you. Perhaps you've never cruised before. I know for my mum, it was one of the most exciting things to go down to Southampton and get on board a ship for the very first time and just see how amazing and huge, how they've got so much on board. But we've got to move on because we've got so much more to show you. So we're moving on now. We're going to San Francisco. It's going to be on the Aurora. It's going to be an amazing cruise. So let's have a little look at San Fran itself. So we're actually flying out to San Francisco. Sounds good to me.
I know. Straight away, Tony Bennett starts playing in my ears.
At least he's not singing.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Not yet. We had the Golden Gate Bridge there. You've got to go to the Golden Gate Bridge. Of course, take a tram ride as well. And there's the famous Lombard Drive as well, which is used in so many different films, where the cars literally zigzag down the hill. It's also got the second largest Chinese district in Chinatown in the world. So a fantastic place to go. You've got Fisherman's Wharf, that's where you've got all your bars and restaurants and shopping. And of course, Alcatraz. You've got to go across there. Of course, famously held Al Capone and all the villains. And of course, Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery as well from The Rock as well. So if you're a big film fan, so many films have used San Francisco as a location. There's Lombard Drive. In fact, Herbie, the famous Walt Disney film, going down there. So I'm showing my age now.
And we get a 2-night stay here in a 4-star hotel. This is the start of our holiday. How amazing.
It's lovely that you fly across and you get a couple of days just to acclimatise and get ready to join the ship, because the ship Aurora has always been a firm favourite. I mean, I know on the Oriana, we're saving that to the end, but Oriana and Aurora, they were always German-built ships, and built specifically for P&O, and I think it really did show. And still, bear in mind, yes, she was introduced back in 2005.
2005.
But she's been refitted. I love the atrium on Aurora.
I think Aurora is really, you know, it is a beautiful ship, and the fact it's family friendly as well is really great. It's a nice size, you know, and again, I think, you know, taking Aurora around that sort of itinerary, it really gives you those iconic places to see. You know, it's got the gym, it's got the theatre, you know, we've got theme nights on here, we use tribute artists, we've got the children's facility, we've got beautiful deck spaces on this ship. And again, what we really try and make it a home from home, you know, although you're on the other side of the world, we're still a fundamentally British product. So you've got British TV, you've got British acts. We're flying people all over the world every day of the week to deliver, you know, an entertainment lineup that the Brits want to see.
But you still get the daily newspaper.
You do get your Horizon newspaper every morning in your cabins. Tell you what's on through the day. We give you a cruise overview at the beginning as well. And again, we try and reflect where you are in the world. You know, it is a beautiful ship. The refits really stepped it up. It is lovely.
It does look stunning, but also the places we're going are quite amazing. It's a beautiful itinerary.
Well, the thing is, you know, this is a 30-night cruise, and the value that you've got here is just phenomenal. When you think about what a hotel costs you in the UK and what you're getting, apart from the ship, the facilities, the food, the entertainment, all included, but it's the ports. There's so much to talk about that I'm going to skim over some of them. But how can I not talk about Hawaii?
No, absolutely.
You're going into Maui, and of course this is whale watching country. This is where you want to go. Can't be guaranteed, but you know, I mean, look at that there. If you get the chance to see that, well worth going on one of those tours.
Fabulous.
Of course, Hawaii is what is famous for Honolulu. Now, this is your historic port, so if you do want to go and see Pearl Harbor, and you want to go and visit the memorial for the USS Arizona, then you can do. Another thing you want to go and do here as well is Diamond Head Crater. When the first sailors that came across to this part of the region first set eyes on it, they thought it was diamonds because of the actual stalagmites and all the crystals in this crater. But the beaches there, I mean, straight away you think Hawaiian shirts, you hear the Beach Boys, surf's up, wipeouts. You just got to enjoy it. You got to enjoy it. Anyway, then you've got some great days at sea. Now, of course, it's going to be packed with entertainment. You'll get your daily newspaper, as you're saying. Great shows in the evening, and of course, formal nights are still quite a
yeah, so
key
got
part.
our formal nights. We've got our theme nights as well. So we've got 60s, 70s, 80s theme nights, and you can find out all your formal nights once you've booked and you get onto Cruise Personalizer. Perfect. They can tell you exactly how many dress codes that we've got for that particular voyage.
Excellent.
Then we're going to be going into our next port of call, and of course Pango Pango is just absolutely amazing. So Pango Pango. Tomato tomato, whichever way you want to call it. Then you're going to be going into Samoa, and of course this is the home of Robert Louis Stevenson. He's actually got his house was there, the famed novelist.
Right.
It's a lovely place to go out and visit because again you've got some of the finest architecture in this region, because you've got to think back in the 1800s, all the colonies were going over there, the plantations. It was a really rich and wealthy part of the world. Of course, the waterfalls and the rainforest. You've got to remember, yeah, this is tropical country. Wow. So even if it does rain, it rains, and then in 10 minutes it's steaming because it's you're dry. Then you're going to be coming down to Auckland and New Zealand. Now the thing is, we're going to be talking about New Zealand. We of course go to the Bay of Islands. We've got Wellington as well, which is the capital, and Akora. All of these. So much to go into, but if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, right, you've got to go out on some of the tours here, because this is where they filmed Lord of the Rings. Of course, you've got the wonderful Sky Tower that you saw in the background there. It's a real clash of culture, because again, you've got British influence, you've got Scottish influence. One of the ports we're going to come to in a minute. You feel as if you're in Scotland. It's quite strange. It just really is a brilliant opportunity to go. Wellington, as I said, that's definitely the place to go for the Lord of the Rings tour. And of course, you've got all the Victorian buildings from the 1800s. Quite a windy port that you've got there, so great for going out and seeing. Water sports will take part. Then you're going into Akroa. Now this is where you go, the Transalpine Express. This is one of the world's greatest scenic railways, and when you think about when Captain Cook sailed down to this region, you can imagine sailing in on the Endeavour and seeing these ports. Unlike anything that we've seen in our part of the world before, this is what you're going to experience, and we'll come to that in when we get down to Dusky Doubtful and Milford Sound. We're nearly there. Talking about Scotland, this is actually pronounced. My producer, she's going, how do you pronounce this? Dunedin, and this is hailed as the Edinburgh of New Zealand.
Really?
It's proud of its heritage. You've got traditional Scottish produce. You've got your own distillery. Yes, bagpipes are there. Excellent. Love them or loathe them, and of course kilts as well. Is Neil Oliver still got his kilt?
Neil Oliver's still got his kilt.
He still gets his legs out.
He does get it out every now and again.
Anyway, swiftly moving on, we're going into now, as I mentioned about Captain Cook, of course, rich with history, and of course with the Endeavour. There's actually the replica. I think it's actually in Sydney now. But this is Dusky Doubtful and Milford Sound. I highly recommend booking your tours, because this fjord is just beautiful to go.
And we can do that before we go away. We can do that through
if you actually go to the website, or when you phone up the guys on the phones, I don't know if it's Glenn you're going to be speaking to today. Either ask for Glenn or George. It's one or the other.
They're all fabulous.
You can book your tours and excursions and see what's available, because book early to avoid disappointment. This is a great part of the world. But you finish off with a 2-night stay.
Wow.
In Sydney.
In Sydney.
Now,
so we've got a hotel stay here.
Yeah. I mean, apart from the Opera House, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, of course, you've got the bridge as well, or the hangar, as they call it, in Sydney. You can actually walk the bridge. You're attached with a safety harness.
Gosh.
The safety harnesses are actually produced in Wiltshire. That was one of the really weird things. I'm originally from Wiltshire. I'm up across Sydney Harbour Bridge, and the chap's talking about who produces the safety gear. And it's in, I think it was Corsham or Chippenham, somewhere close to where. Anyway, you've got to go and see the koalas as well. There's a fantastic zoo just off of the marina. In the evening, because of course you've got 2 nights there, you've got the marina complex, and you've got a fantastic casino there. One of the cleanest and one of the safest cities I've ever been in. I was really lucky. I transshipped from the Caribbean to Singapore, well, to the UK, to Singapore, and then down to Sydney. And so welcoming there. Absolutely amazing stay.
Just an amazing cruise. Have a look at what is included. You've got so much. This is 30 nights. It works out under £100 per person per night for the most incredible itinerary. And in January, after we've had Christmas, January is such a dull month, and it's something to look forward to. You have, of course, got 2 hotel stays as well at the start of your holiday and at the end of the holiday, included in this, which makes it such an incredible deal. And all you need to do is a deposit today, so don't forget to jot down the identification number, which is 87988, and that is a fabulous cruise. San Francisco to Sydney. I mean, just absolutely amazing. But we need to move on. I could stay on that cruise, couldn't you? Ah, that was heaven. But we're moving on. We've got Arcadia next, and this is 20 nights, and this is, we're heading out to Hong Kong, which just sounds out of this world. Let's have a little look. It's going to be that perfect holiday on board of a super ship. But we're flying out first of all, I do believe, to Sydney. Yep. And that's going to be, I mean, that's going to be a great place to start. Wow.
Well, we were talking about Sydney, you know, just there's some of the places you've got to go. Again, they've got a great Sky Tower, you've got St James's Park and St Mary's Cathedral as well in Sydney. And, of course, the food in the marina is just superb. From Sydney, though, you're going to be going on to the ship, and this is just absolutely stunning.
Now, this is an adult-only ship, isn't it?
It is adults only.
That's great, isn't it? Because
yes,
I know a lot of adults that do want to go on to ships without any children on board, which is perfect.
And it's not to say they don't let their hair down.
Yeah, they still let their hair down.
Oh, no. The complete opposite. I'm an adult family-only person.
But you are right. There are people who just want to go away without the kids and have a nice time. And again, with Arcadia, it's a really nice-sized ship. Again, really beautiful spaces inside. It's got the theatre, you know, it's got the aft lounge. We still deliver all the same entertainment products.
Absolutely.
You know, the lineup is still tailored towards the British taste. And again, they're just iconic ports of call. It still amazes me when I see where we actually go in the world on a ship. You know, you go into all the ports of call, all the destinations, and then when you get back on board, you sail away from that port of call, you know, with our entertainment team. We'll then entertain you through the night into the early hours.
And then you wake up in the morning and you're somewhere else.
In a completely different
and you don't have to unpack again. Everything is there for you. It is. It's like a floating hotel. They're better than hotels.
It is.
And I just love the fact, I mean, the shows are just superb. I mean, one thing I do like about what's actually happened, and of course, you know, not to completely suck up to Paul here.
It's very kind of him, isn't it?
But, you know, when I was on Arcadia, when we launched that ship, it was fantastic. But to see now what they've actually developed, putting the cinema in as well.
Yeah, we've got the screening room in, and we do refresh the entertainment lineup. So every time a P&O ship leaves on a cruise, the entertainment is different. So we don't have a one-size-fits-all. The shows stay the same on the ships for about 2 to 3 years, but we change all the entertainment around it. So cabaret artists, tribute artists, guest lecturers, dance instructors, even when we need them, bridge instructors, painters. You know, we change the lineup every single time on every single ship.
There really is something for absolutely everyone, isn't there? And let's have a look at where we're going, because we have got a fabulous cruise, and of course starting off in Sydney. Where do we move on to? You're
actually going up the coast of Brisbane, and one of the things that you've got to go and do here, if you're a fan of drinking and Australian drinks, is Forex. This is where the brewery is, and the alehouse. Yes, we'll leave it there. It's also the home to the Steve Irwin Zoo, and of course the famous presenter Steve Irwin, who sadly passed on, his legacy is here. So if you want to go and see your koalas, you want to go and see your crocodiles, you want to go and see your kangaroos, then this is the place to go
Wonderful.
to. Go and hug a koala. Then you're going to be going for a couple of relaxing days at sea and then on to Cairns in Australia. Now, this is a complete contrast. When you think of Australia, of course, the outback are being quite barren. This is actually one of the regions where it's quite lush, quite green.
Right.
You've got the rainforest. It's a fantastic tour that you've actually got here where you can go. It's called the Sky Rail Rainforest Cableway. It's like cable cars.
Right.
And it will take you through the whole canopy of the rainforest.
Wow.
And it just looks like a massive tree house. You can just stop on and off and see all the, the natural botanica and, of course, all the animals in the natural habitat. It's just a great place. Then you've got another day at sea, and then you're calling off at Papua New Guinea. Now, it's a great place to see tradition. It's almost like the land that time forgot. Then you're going to be going on to the Philippines, and I think we can't really mention Manila without, of course, mentioning the crew.
The crew.
And, it's a great port. Manila's fantastic to go out and see it. All I would say is you will see some of the most heartwarming stories. I'm actually getting a bit emotional talking about it. The crew on P&O really do make the difference because you go back time and time again, and these people spend so much time away from their families. You go into Manila, and when you go into India as well, you see the biggest welcome of the ship because they realise that obviously they're prospering from your holidays, and they're so grateful for it. The sailing and the sail out is fantastic, and you will see that cabin steward that looks after you every day, seeing their family for the first. Sorry, I'm just getting.
No, it's very special. And you're right about the crew, in particular, the Filipino and Indian crew that we've got. When we go into that part of the world, they are away from their families for 6 to 8 months a year to get back and see them and understand, and come on board and see the ship because they send postcards and photographs back. But to be able to step foot on board and see where their family members are working is a very special thing.
And it's lovely that it's still keeping that historic part of P&O and that link.
And we've got
back
traditions of people handing down
families,
dads to grandfathers
absolutely. And some
really
amazing people working on
board. And they really
board.
learn all the British terminology as well, which is really interesting.
Which is great. Now, we're ending up in Hong Kong, and we've got another hotel stay here. So we start with a hotel stay, and we end our cruise with a hotel stay. Perfect.
One of the things in Hong Kong, I mean, you saw the fireworks display there. At 8 o'clock every night, they have a fantastic light show. All of the buildings put on this fantastic show. When you actually go into Hong Kong, whether you like shopping or not, it's one of those places that you will find something that just absolutely blows you away. Whether it's something traditional, whether it's something luxury, the views are well worth it. So, a great place to end your cruise. And extend it as well. If you want to have another couple of nights in Hong Kong and finish off your cruise, call the guys at Planet Cruise and they'll be able to do that for you.
You start in Sydney, you've got a 2-night stay, you could extend that. You finish in Hong Kong, you could extend that. You're able to do and make this cruise bespoke to you, so do always jump on the phones. 0800 781 5458. Of course, you've got your flights included in this. Do check your regional flights as well. You've got 2 nights in a 5-star hotel in Sydney and 2 nights in a 4-star hotel in Hong Kong. 22 nights in total. An incredible, it's an amazing deal. It works out under £98 per person per night. Jot down the ID number for this, which is 85610. So that is your identification number for this cruise. We've got one last cruise for you. What a fabulous hour it has been. So let's have a look at the last one. We're on the Oriana. It's 14 nights. It's going to be a special one. Again, it's adults only. Let's have a look at what's included in this deal, because this is going to be something really, really special. Now, we've got a real extra with this, because we have got, for the first 5 bookings, you get a free mixed case of wine, 6 bottles of wine.
And that's for the first 5 bookings on this Oriana deal.
Paul looks really shocked. He obviously knows nothing about that at all.
Give me the number.
Just get booked up. Huge saving up to £650 per person off that brochure price. This is incredible value. I couldn't stay in Peterborough for under £54 per person per night. I would struggle, and if I did stay somewhere for under that, it would be dodgy. You have got such an amazing price with it, and you've got 14 nights. I've stayed there many times. 14 nights on the P&O as well, which is going to just take you to the most incredible places. But of course we are starting, it's a no flight, which I love because it means I can pack everything that I need. I can have a pair of shoes for every day, an outfit for every day, whatever I want. But it also means that you can sail out of Southampton, which is incredible. But always nice to stay in Southampton that night before, isn't it?
Yeah, especially because, you know, if you are travelling, I know, Paul, you know, you're sort of travelling a lot from Southampton back up to Doncaster and things like that. If there's anybody that's watching today from up north, make a real stay of it, because what you want to do is you want to start the day, embarking the ship and enjoying it, not being tired. So book that extra night, it's well worth it.
And it gets your actual parking included.
I was just going to say.
And your transfers on board as well. And actually talking about being in the hotel, I believe Sean's going to tell us a little bit about it. So let's have a look.
Planet Cruise have a great partnership with the Marriott Mean Valley 4-star hotel here in Southampton. Bed, breakfast, free car parking, transfers to and from the port are actually all included. Now, I arrived earlier yesterday. I had someone take care of my bags. I went for a swim. I had the most amazing night's sleep, and I've just finished off a hearty breakfast. And now, with my car safely parked, I'm about to take the chauffeur-driven shuttle to Southampton Port, which is a mere 12 miles away. And then when my cruise is over, they'll drop me off here and I can drive safely home.
That's a fabulous way to start. Then we're getting on board the Oriana.
Again,
nice ship.
Really nice ship again. And again, starting your holiday in Southampton is great. We've got the sail away from Southampton, our home port. And your holiday starts from the minute you set foot on board the ship as well. So the bars are open. Yeah, especially for you. We've got entertainment on board, you know, in particular on the top deck if the weather's good. If the weather isn't good, we take it inside. We've got the ballroom in there, we've got the theatre, aft lounge bars.
Do you know what else is there?
What else?
It's Keith again.
Keith again?
Yeah, let's have a look at Keith on board.
Launched by Her Majesty the Queen, P&O Cruises Oriana is a much-loved household name. This beautiful classic ship has been exclusive to adults since its multi-million-pound refit in 2011. And at just 69,000 tonnes, she has a warm intimacy that will sweep you off your feet in moments. Coffee lovers can indulge in Oriana's very own Costa coffee outlet, while those who like to drink with a view will adore the aptly named Crow's Nest. The iconic Anderson's Bar is where P&O's impeccable service is summed up in a warm and welcoming smile. But for me, it's all about this place, the Lord Tavern's Bar. Trust me, if you're a sports fan, you'll be bowled over. With numerous dining options, including Marmite for breakfast or bread and butter pudding for dessert, I'm already sold. It's high-quality, classic British cuisine, although at the Alfresco Cafe, it's infused with Mediterranean favourites such as pizza and pasta. To celebrate in style, you can book a table at Marco Pierre White's Ocean Grill or choose the stylish Sorrento's, where your fillet of beef is cooked right in front of you. With a range of activities taking place throughout the day, you really will struggle to fit everything in, from pub quizzes to sports tournaments, dance lessons, informative talks and interactive demonstrations. You'll be spoilt for choice. Thankfully, you don't need to remember when and where everything is going on, because you have this, the Horizon. It's your daily ship's newspaper, and it's delivered to your cabin every night for the next day. Sometimes, though, you may just want to sit back and do nothing at all. Bliss. I always say if you're spending too much time in your cabin, then you're not making the most of the cruise. But when you do actually decide to sleep, the surroundings on board Oriana will be very pleasing on the eye. With 8 different types of cabin to choose from, they're elegant, warm and welcoming, and offer something for all tastes and all budgets. Now, where's that room service menu?
Again, beautiful ship. Amazing. And where are we going? Again, we're starting in Southampton, which is a very good place to start. But where are we going to? This sounds really interesting.
Yeah, well, this is just the tip of the iceberg, no pun intended. Of course, this is Killybegs. This is County Donegal, and a brilliant way to start the cruise off. This has actually got some of the largest or highest cliffs in Europe. So if you want to go out there and see some of the windswept Isles of Ireland, this is a perfect way to do it. From there, you're going on to Reykjavik. Now, this, I can't mention Reykjavik without talking about the Blue Lagoon, because this is a natural thermal spa. Remember, they actually harness a lot of their energy from the actual thermal power of the, you know, the Earth's crust. But this is a natural pool that you can relax in, you can chill out in, you can go shriveled like a prune in, but it's a great day. And again, when we talk about Iceland and the fjords, you know, it's so fresh, it's so clean. This is just the same. It's just a fantastic place. when you see some of the landscape, it's quite barren, but the actual architecture and the history is just superb. Then moving on to Isefjord. Yeah, I know. We did say
really well
before.
there.
We'll move on. We'll just
Don't
cruise
email
over
in if
there.
we're saying it slightly incorrectly.
You know, if you actually saw what I was researching last night, all of these Icelandic pronunciations. Anyway, I'm not pronouncing the name of the volcano. I'll just put a stake in my sand here. This has actually got some of the best well-preserved 18th century buildings. And remember, we are now sort of edging the Arctic Circle. The landscape here is just phenomenal, so definitely book a tour, go out. Then you go in to our next port, which is Akureyri, and this is the gateway to fire and ice. This is just amazing. When you see the waterfalls, you'll see some of the bubbling mud pits. The actual mud is boiling. The geysers and the sulphur that comes up. And of course, yeah, the Northern Lights. Unfortunately, at this time of the year, you're probably not going to be seeing some of the Northern Lights. But if you do want to do a Northern Nights cruise, ask the guys at Planet Cruise. They can book one for you. Then we're on to a lovely relaxing day at sea. And now we're coming into the Orkney Islands. Now this is just amazing, especially if you love history. You've got prehistoric and Neolithic monuments. It just, again, if you like all of the sort of Celtic traditions that are handed down, then this is going to be great. It's got its own distillery, it's a World Heritage Site, and you'll actually see the Scottish Ring of Brodgar. And these are the stones. It's very much like Stonehenge or Avebury, but thousands of years ago. These stones are put there. We still don't know why, but just go and visit them. Another relaxing day at sea, and then you're coming in to Ireland, you're coming into Dublin. You cannot go into Dublin without going to the Guinness Museum. You've got to go there, have some of the black stuff, because it's just great to go there. Of course, you've got St Patrick's Cathedral as well, and yeah, you can feel the energy. Again, it's one of those ports that doesn't matter what the weather's like, you can always find a good bar, and there's always some good music on.
This is so different, it's so unusual, such an amazing cruise. Jot down the identification number, it's 79383, so 79383. I don't want you to miss out on that. It's adult only as well, no fly, and it really is a really unusual itinerary as well, and such incredible saving up to £650 per person off the actual brochure price. However, I've just heard in my ear that we've got some breaking news. We're only meant to have 5 cruises for this hour, but something has just come in. We've got Tom, one of the guys from Planet Cruise. He's in the green room at the moment, and he's just let us know about something.
It's surprises galore this morning, isn't it?
This is a great cruise. Oceana, one of the White Sisters.
Right, yeah.
7 nights around the Mediterranean, sailing out of Venice for less than £500. We're talking £499 per person for 7 nights. That is just phenomenal.
And it's amazing sailing from Venice.
Oh, Venice,
what a nice,
the Grand Canal.
You never get
completely
bored of
iconic
sailing
place to sail
out
from.
Venice.
And again, I mean, that price, £499 for a week, that gives you the opportunity. Stay in Venice and add another couple of days.
So do just jump onto the phones, 0800 781 5458. It's hot off the press. I don't know how long that deal will last, so do jump on the phones and inquire about that incredible price there, and just hot off the press during our hour. How exciting is that? But let's have a little look at everywhere that we've visited. We really have had a special from P&O. Started on the Ventura, and where we went, well, where did we go? We had a fabulous Spain and Portugal sail out from Southampton. So amazing price on this, from just £499 per person. Don't forget to add on your stay at the Marriott. Of course, for £79 per person, you'll actually get your parking and the transfers. There's some really good upgrades as well. You can actually upgrade in August from inside to your outside cabin for just £2.80 per person per night, and a really good family price as well. 4 people in August, £2,579. So whatever you're looking for, it's a great itinerary. It does slightly alter at times, but they'll tell you about that on the phones, and of course great savings. So jot down the ID number. It's 97428. 7 nights, Spain and Portugal. Perfect. The second cruise was on board the Britannia, an amazing ship, brand new, even more stylish. Of course, you've got your flights including this, but you can see about changing them from, instead of Gatwick, from Manchester, Birmingham and Glasgow. You've got 14 nights on board. You've got dates in November, December, January and February. Deposit only is all you need. It works out under £93 per person per night, and you get an overboard as well in the fabulous Barbados, which is fabulous. An overboard, not an overboard. An overnight on board. We don't throw you overboard. Oh dear me, that didn't sound so good then, did it? No, you stay overnight on board in Barbados. Well, I don't mind, it's Barbados, I would get overboard. Exactly. I'd be quite happy. And good single prices on that as well. And moving on to our third cruise. Now, the third cruise is on board the Aurora. It's a great family ship, great mid-sized ship as well. You've got 30 nights, 25 nights on board, and you've got 2 fabulous hotel stays in San Francisco and Sydney. And amazing value for money. Look at the places you are visiting. 30 nights. It works out under £100 per person per night, and that's 87988 for your identification number, 87988. And they're just incredible. Hawaii, New Zealand, deposit only is all you need today. Oh, and in January, when it's so hot. January is so boring, isn't it, after Christmas? Perfect. Moving on. Now we've got then the exclusive adult only in the Arcadia. Again, fabulous ship, 22 nights, Sydney to Hong Kong. You've got stays included in this. You've got 5-star hotels and 4-star hotels. Deposit only is all you need, and it's amazing value, under £98 per person per night. And if you want those regional flights, do just check out where you can fly from, and your identification number for that cruise is 85610. And our final cruise, the Oriana, again, adults only, 14 nights. I mean, this just looked so unusual, so different, a cruise with just amazing beauty, and it works out, it's under £54 per person per night. Huge savings. And don't forget, if you are the first 5 people to book, you will get that free case of wine as well. So loads of reasons to book that cruise. And of course, your ID number 79383. Don't forget, check everything out on the website, jump onto the phones, jot the number down, and you can see where you put the ID number, so that'll take you to that perfect cruise for you. And don't forget, if you're one of the first 10 people to book a cruise of the actual hour you've seen today, you will get those fabulous binoculars, and you'll get the sparkling...
The Whiston sparkling wine.
Which was the actual sparkling wine
that was used to name Britannia.
How
One
incredible
of 10 special bottles.
Absolutely incredible. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you both on board.
You're come back next Friday.
I'm not going to
drive from Southampton.
We're not going to throw you overboard. I'll keep you on board for now. Do jump onto the phones, check out on the website. Don't leave any of those deals too long, because they are really incredible ones, and you want to make sure you don't miss out. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you both with us. It's been great to have your company as well. It's time to book that perfect holiday. Let's have something to look forward to. And Planet Cruise will get everything sorted for you just as you want it. So just jump on.